Well, hello and welcome and welcome and hello and happy Monday and hello and welcome. Welcome and hello and welcome. Good morning, hello and welcome. Greetings, salutations, good morning, welcome and hello. Let me just before I get going, I just like to take a moment, just briefly pump the brakes and just say welcome and hello, one and all. We're so happy you're here. Happy you could join us. Once again, I'm not getting reception. I could not get a great message out to the great Jay Money, but hopefully he'll see this and have time to join in. It's not Sofi anyway. It's just that Chinese junk. It's just that Nio that we love so well, to quote the great Walter Sobchak. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you fine people, you ladies and gentlemen. We got M. Russo in the house. We got Mustang Rider. Greetings. Jeff Presley, the great Jeff Presley. It's DJ Patchy Drizzly. You got my number there, Jeff. I come in with a whisper, and you don't even know when I left because everybody fell asleep. It's just that kind of party. What's up, PAB? First to like. Good job, buddy. I don't know what you're thinking. That won't get you anywhere with this channel. Liking this channel only encourages me, makes me do more videos. But, guys, I want to talk a little Nio. Again, for those of us who kind of, don't have our heads all the way up our asses, we knew that Nio was not going to be a $3 and $4 stock, not even a $5 stock. It's not a $6 stock. I think right now it should be approximately a $15 stock. That's just my opinion, because it's right at the beginning of a huge growth curve. It's obvious. Onvo's coming out. Next year they're going to introduce end of Q1 6 to 7 place SUV. They're saying this revolutionary technology, going to be an extremely competitive product. If you see the innovation from Nio, when they say those types of things, you just have to hold your breath and see there's going to be real innovation, not vapor and bullshit. I mean, God, Tesla's absolutely made a rip, and it's been very, very good for me, but I'm frustrated by the lack of a roadmap. You just never know when it's going to come. With Tesla, you just have to sort of have faith and trust that these sort of timetables might be double, might be triple what they say, but have faith in the end that the master plan is going to come together. With Nio, it's much more of a specific roadmap. Hey, we already have the product ready. We're going to introduce it in Q1. We're going to start delivering in Q3. And they tend to hit those targets or exceed them like clockwork, which is, one of the reasons I like this company. Not people say, well, it's just Chinese, they're good. Not all the companies do that. Nio had some problems, and when the stock crashed, rightly so, demand was low, production was low. I think their product cycle was way off. It was like they went from NT 1.0 to 2.0, and before they got the 2.0 cars dialed in, they were trying to, upgrade them again. They're trying to upgrade. Chinese love to refresh these vehicles like at least once a year, like every 6 months. It's just too much. I think they're going to realize, hey, the American product cycle where we refresh a pickup truck maybe every 10 or a Toyota Tundra every 12 years, or maybe a sedan every 5 to 7 years, get a whole new model, 8 years. Maybe that's too long, but maybe 6 months or a year to refresh a model is way too soon. So maybe there's a happy medium 2 or 3 years where they can actually ramp up sales, exploit some production, some volume, some scale. If you're just constantly changing everything where you have to retool, it's just completely inefficient. At a certain point, you got to get things set up, get the tooling set up, get the robots set up, get them happy, and then make some cars. And I think Nio's at that point. They're realizing things are a balance. It's not about, constant innovation, constant retooling, constant rebuilding. It's about building a company that makes money, at the end of the day. And how do you do that? You take market share. How do you do that? You expand with other people's money. Capital light. Nio, the first brand was about proving the swap model, which is proven and then some. Every Nio ever built, on average, swaps more than once a week. Think about it. Think about it, guys. Think about it. Every single month that Nio delivers 20,000 cars, they're going to swap on average more than 50 times a year, each one of those cars. Every month, they're delivering 1 million swaps a year. If each one of those cars lasts just, 7 years, right that month, they're delivering 7 million battery swaps just with Nio. We're not just with what they've been doing 20. We're not even talking about Envo ramping. We're not even talking about Firefly ramping. Think about when they're delivering 100,000 cars. This is what I mean by exponential. This is what people have to understand about an exponential growth curve. Automobiles, everybody was saying Tesla is going to grow their automotive deliveries in an exponential curve. I said bullshit. And I love Tesla. Tesla just made me a fortune. But this thing, all these idiots were saying, oh, they're going to build 2 new factories every single year. They're going to scale. And by 2030, they're going to have, 30 factories, 35. It's like, guys, they're going to be making 30 million cars. There's not that much demand in the whole fucking world for these cars. Just be realistic, for God's sake. But the exponential growth is going to be swap. William Lee is just mentally miles ahead of these other guys on business. He might not be a scientist. He might not be an engineer. He's a car guy. He's a brilliant guy. The fact that Nio does swap and swap is going to grow exponentially, as that becomes profitable, think about what happens to Nio's books. Think about what happens to our shares. Again, guys, stock is up right now about 60 cents. It was up, I believe, over $6 on the day. Just, touched 603. So then checked back. Nice part is the algo's not really running the stock. There's a lot of variance there. There's a lot of orders coming in. This is not just churn. This is smart money buying shares. That's what this is. Trust me. Trust me. Now, why is this line so incredibly important? Look at what happens here. So from December 2021 all through that month, for exactly a month, that line is support. Then it flips, this huge gap down, right? I hate saying right, but then through the month of February, it becomes resistance, then just falls off a cliff. And it's been tested now another 3 times, 4 times, always just barely breaks through and fails. So this line, and even look way, way back here in March of 2021, this line holds up. This algo has been running this stock off of this sloped line since November of 2020. Call me Joe Friday, ma'am, because those are just the facts. This chart speaks for itself. This entire period right to here. I mean, I'm not any kind of genius, believe me. I got dropped on my head more than once as a child and ate quite a few lead paint chips, but even I can see this. They said, we were in a lower income bracket. Instead of Frito-Lay, we had Frito-Lead. It's a good chip. It's like a Roddy. It's a Chinese potato chip. It's not bad. It's 10% lead. Would be good for you, son. Anyway, it's not a good bit. But so this line is critical. Now, you notice this is much more compressed. This is much more stretched out. But this has never, ever, since right here, January 2022, this stock has never consolidated whatsoever above this line. What do you see happening here, guys? Not only breaks through, comes all the way back, tests, consolidates right along the line, and also we see right at that crossroads of that slope, we see the 50-day breaking through the 200-day simple moving average and exploding with this candle back to the upside. I don't know if I've ever seen a more bullish setup in all of my life. If it can move off of this line, I mean, you tell me, guys. You tell me. Those of you who are the chart masters, technical geniuses, those of you guys who wear tight underwear, so you pick up chicks in bars, calling them pickup privates, pick up girls in New York City. You also picked us up in truck. Anyway, guys, enough of a few good men. So that's not to say this has got through this line yet, but look at this volume. Every time you see it come in, right here, you see the volume come in. Right here, volume come in. Right here, pretty strong. But this level of volume, not once, but twice, 2 bites at the apple, it's much more sustained. See here, you just see this huge red wall of dumping. Algo walks it back down. Algo's not able to do that here. And what, the real issue is the stock's just a lot lower. Because of the slope of the line, obviously, these tests are coming in the 20s. This test is coming at 15. That's one of the many reasons I think the stock is going to break down 15 in short order. Volume's beautiful. The setup's beautiful. The chart's beautiful. The shorts are completely out to lunch, in my opinion. Now, take a look at the short volumes here. Okay, Friday, only 46. Day before that, 66, 46. So they're still shorting this thing. I mean, the borrowing has just been extraordinary. Official report showed, the short went up, way up. The last report was, 168 million. So it went up 20 million in the official report. But that's not really the story. The story is the shares on loan. They just keep borrowing, the utilization. And I don't know what they were kind of expecting. I think they were expecting, the Chinese economy to sort of be even worse, the government to be more lethargic. I mean, the government in China is being pretty proactive right now about stimulating the economy, and this, People's Congress or whatever it is, I think meets in less than a week. So they could, announce some major new stimulus. I think that's one of the reasons, shorts are sort of in a panic right now. Because a lot of hedge funds are buying the stock. I mean, Friday, they actually returned 2 million shares. Today, they're returning 2 million shares. Even with those shares coming back, cost to borrow max is still 6.57. Cost to borrow average still 3.19, which is pretty high for this stock. Shares available 5.4 million latest count, and that's been steadily decreasing from 8.4 million all day. All day long, baby. So I don't know, guys. I mean, this whole thing is setting up where deliveries are going to increase no matter what. I mean, Envo's going to ramp. Firefly's going to ramp. The Chinese government's obviously in the bag for them with these swap stations, making every single oil company, national oil company work with them. I'm not saying they wouldn't do it anyway. It's smart for them. But they wouldn't be on board with all this stuff. This stuff is crazy. Meeting with the president of China. The Chinese government setting up, this big display with the presidents of Egypt and UAE. Obviously, orchestrated by the money behind, the investors, CVYN or whatever it is. They're pushing this whole MENA thing because they're going to push Nio in and basically break EV mainstream into the Middle East. And we're going to be the beneficiaries of it all, sitting on our big fat asses over here in US or Europe or wherever the hell you are. Wherever you find yourself on a Monday. Welcome and hello, by the way, guys. It's Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you, just a little bit more. So tip ranks, you had this Mercury Eugene Sao. Good numbers, very new analyst, very green behind the gills, but so far very successful. Increase to a buy at 660. That was an upgrade. Only 12% upside, not hugely aggressive. This Rachel Mew, again, another good analyst with DBS buy 730 to 8. Jeff Chung, super new guy, not good numbers, but the point is it's Citibank, guys. It's one of the major banks. He's not alone on that team, believe me. He's, Citi's a buy at 890. HSBC a buy. They lowered their target price slightly to 720, but Daiwa came in with a buy. Even Morgan Fudley is in with a buy. Then, the biggest gun on the planet, JP Morgan, buy at 8, 36% upside. So all of the sudden, guys, everybody loves Nio. The hedge funds love Nio. The analysts love Nio. The media loves Nio. The politicians all across the world love Nio. It's like they're all going to sing song, join hands with William Lee and sing Kumbaya and just funnel RMB right into our greedy pockets. How many RMB does it take to buy a nice new speedboat? Let me do a quick calculation. Let me do a little napkin math. What's going on, Jay Gatsby? How's it going, guys? What's up? Nautilurker, the great Nautilurker has joined us. Thank you, Nautilurker. I apologize. I could not get a text out. My phone is giving me a lot of problems. I have an old Radio Shack flip phone from the 1980s, but we're rebooting. We're doing all kinds of things. It's the Love Boat Captain. He's here. It's the Love Boat. Soon we'll be making another run. Oh man, I wish I was talented. I'm not. Why couldn't I be talented? Said Chubby. It's fair trade, God. No, you forsake me. Okay, fair enough. Let's press on. Nio es bueno going over 10. Yeah, I think it's going over 15, honestly, Jeff. I think they pushed it down way too far. Yep. What's up, Eddie Martin? Young Danny making me money by turning. It looks like I'm probably about 20 years older than you. I'm up, not financially, but hey, good, Eddie. I'm so happy for you, man. That's my whole goal here is to, at the end of the day, just give you guys my thinking and try to make you guys a whole shit ton of money. I don't advise anybody to do things what I say, like I say, but I'm telling you, I do what I say. I'm not trying to pump and dump. I'm not short. I ain't that complicated, guy. It's like, what's that guy's name in The Godfather who's good with the knife? Like, who's trying to get the Godfather to sell drugs? He's like, I had my chance. I'm not that clever. He's like, you let me worry about Luca Brasi. Anyway, so I heard he's good with the knife in matters, but only in matters of business. He's like, they salute. He's like the consigliere. He's got to investigate. This was like, background checks, like people 1, 2, 3, or were back in the day. Just sent Bobby Duvall out. Bobby D, the original Bobby D. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome, and hello. I'm glad you made some money there, Eddie. Appreciate you. I really like American Battery, A-Bat. I think you've been singing that song for a while there, Uncle Roman. Yeah, I took a look at it. I'll take another look, but I want to see those. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I want to see the books improve a little bit. Can't wait for 67 end of the year 2026. Ooh, I don't know. 10 minutes late again. Yep. Carl Seamark, Magic King of Chicago. We got 2.99K subscribers. Hey, good for us, guys. Nobody subscribe, and we'll keep it under 3,000, and I won't have to start charging you guys. As soon as we get one more subscriber, guys, I'm putting everything behind a membership wall, charging you guys $199 a month. Okay, so nobody subscribe. The worst thing you could do. Gonna fuck everybody else over. It's like you're gonna ruin the curve. You're gonna be that one nerd. Go, oh, Eugene got 100% again. Fuck you, Eugene. Well, now don't be bitter. Eugene studies hard. His parents are wealthy. They send him to tutoring after school. Well, that helps. Do not hit 3,000, guys. You motherfuckers. If you hit that last one, you subscribe, you that 3,000 subscriber, you're going to have a hex on you that'll last a lifetime. Didn't get much time to accumulate. I was hoping to sell some Sofi calls, switch to Nio at 5. Yeah, Carl, I tried to tell you guys it was going to bounce off 5. Look at that pattern. It's going to run away from it. It wanted to go up before. They just latched on, just wanted to wash out more retail, and it just did the opposite. Retail is doing opposite. Retail's going oppy. Retail's going to right field. Retail is taking what the pitcher is giving them. You get that outside fastball, don't reach out and get all off balance and try to push your right wrist through some awkward, carpal tunnel injury. Pull the ball to left field because you're slow and you're worried you're going to get thrown out at first base by the right fielder. Of course, that's never happened to me twice. Oh, man. When you're a little fat kid, you're 12 years old, and they move you up to 90-foot bases from 60-foot bases, that's a 50% increase for those of you who can't do math. And that looks daunting. I thought that was some kind of steeplechase. And I was a hell of a good ball player, but I really excel on a 60-foot diamond. You put me out there, I'm like, I'm ready. The pitcher looks like he's miles away. I'm looking at the first base coach. I'm like, hello, Steve. Like, I can barely see that fucker. And I'm, by the time I'm trying to leg out a hard single, like one hop line drive single to right field, I'm getting super friction on my thighs. I'm getting just, it's hotter than the Nio Stock on those little thighs. I'm older. I'm like, no, don't throw me out. Fucking guy throws me out by like 15 feet. I mean, honestly, that's not my fault. I hit that fucking ball so hard. That ball was in his glove before I got out of the batter's box, and he could have thrown me out by 45 feet. I think he actually took pity on me, that right fielder. I thank you, sir. Because, getting thrown out by 15 feet's no Swiss picnic, but Getting thrown out by 50, 60 feet when you're sprinting. God bless me with short, fat legs, folks, and a long, awkward torso. What are you gonna do, right? Welcome, hello, guys. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. I don't know what my short, fat legs and have to do with getting thrown out on a clean single to right field, have to do with the Nio Stock, but we're talking underdogs. We're talking chubby kids. I have no idea what this channel is, guys. I apologize to everybody who's waiting for something profound or even slightly useful, because it seems it's not coming, guys. It's not coming. Perhaps Carl Seamark, the Mattress King of Chicago, could inform us, enthrall us, entertain us, mystify us with some of his brilliant comments, or not. We got Benji. What's up? Hello and welcome, Benji. Hello and welcome. It's un poco mas, basic bitches. You know what it is. You know what time it is. It's time. It's time, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's poco. Let's see. Please note Benji is saying this goodbye as well. Guys, you heard it. Benji took the time before he even castled. Guy castles before he wakes up in the morning. Before you even know you're playing this guy in chess, before they get out the timer. You know that little timer? You guys didn't know I used to be a chess hustler in NYC back in the late 70s. That's not coffee, guys. That's water. It's good old H2O. What's going on, Alberto Berti Avilés? The great Alberto Berti Avilés wielding his wrench with restraint. No, really. He's probably going to ban everybody. But, guys, when I make somebody a moderator, honestly, God, it's fucking hot under this hat. I got such a big, fat head. In addition to my short, fat legs, I got a big, fat head. Ugh, like a big bowling ball full of mush. Anyway, at least I don't have that much of a 5 head. I was realizing, though, in analyzing my face as I want to do, because I was realizing I cut my beard really crooked all the time. I look like an idiot if you really look at it, but whatever, whatevs, it is what it is. But I've got a bit of a scrunch face. Like, the beard kind of hides it, but a scrunch face, as you know, is when you have a forehead and you have a chin, but like the bottom of your mouth to the top of the eyes is scrunched into a small area. I mean, it's not like a Jay Leno scrunch face, but a bit of a scrunch face. My wife said I'm a scrunch face. I'm like, who am I arguing? Charles D. My Twitter handle. I do not have a Twitter, Charles D. I had a Facebook, but I haven't been on it in like 20 years. I don't do socials, man. I can't stand that shit. My representatives are Not a Lurker, Alberto Berti Avilés, and throughout the greater Texarkana, Southern region, Midwest, East Coast, South, Northwest, parts unknown is Billy Jack. Otherwise, I'm represented in Canada by Jay Gatsby's Beard, and I'm represented on all freshwater lakes by Uncle Roman. I'm represented in forests by, of course, the great Forrest L. Thank you, Forrest. Yeah, if everybody unsubscribes when I hit 393K, we can just keep us at 299K. And I don't have to monetize. What happens when I monetize the channel is YouTube sends out people to your door. Thugs. Door to door. It's like the census. Say, we're collecting for Danny Deals, and we're more persistent than them Girl Scouts, so pay up. If you don't, we're going to send Billy Jack out here. You don't have that kind of trouble. It's done in Bradstreet. Hey, Danny, caught the Nio show live. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, still kind of stuffed up. Still a little bit overweight. Little uglier than I'd like. A little bit bloated, DMB. But, getting out of bed and facing the world with this mug. Rumi, PhD student. Sorry, Rumi, I didn't get a chance to read that. I'll scroll down, see what the you had to say. See if it was anything at all useful. Poolside drinking mojitos on a Bahamian cruise. Of course you are. They let you bring your Harley on the boat. So you can do laps around the deck and annoy people, annoy the shit out of people. That's a super loud exhaust. Hey, Mom, why is that guy riding a motorcycle so loud? It's like, I think he made a lot of money on Sofi options. He's really proud of himself. Well, he should be. Anyway, guys, no, hope you're having a great time, Birdie. That's awesome, man. You guys, stocks go up. What are you going to die with them? You're going to bury yourself with your shares? Sell some fucking Sofi shares if you want. Go on vacation. I'm not crying. You're like, oh, you're just trying to pump. You don't want anybody to sell. I don't care. Stock just went up a ton. We're going into earnings. Stock tends to sell off after earnings. You want to sell some shares? I wouldn't blame you at all. I'm not selling any shares. I'm selling some calls that I'm way up on. But guys, Nio, this is strong. 90 million shares traded, up 12%, moved up at a 45-degree angle, and then has held those gains for the last 2 hours while the stock churns as the world churns, as the butter churns, as the Nio shares churn. Shorts soil themselves, calling their wives in Connecticut, asking for a new pair of tighty-whities be airlifted to their offices in lower Manhattan. Honey, send new underwear. Neo's up. It's like, okay. Jeeves. No, honey, we can't afford the butler. I let Jeeves go. Honey, I don't know how to do a wash. Shit. I think those conversations are being had all through Connecticut, if we're honest with each other. And we rarely are, if we're honest. What's up, Grant Stock? How's my favorite blue-blooded banking executive, the monocle maven himself? As I said many times, Graham Stock's family has been in the monocle business for 12 generations. Finest monocles money can buy. Their Mr. Peanut series was stuff of legend. What's up, Graham Stock? I remember the Love Boat, Nio for 10. Oh, yeah, no, could easily go to 10. And go to 10 right away. Right away. A couple of big whales come into the stock, it's going to go way up. There's no shares available. Returners aren't selling at 6. What are you, stupid? It's like Howard Stern's dad used to say, don't be stupid, you moron. Ben Stern, I believe. I did add 50% at $4.99, but I have a smallish position. Hey, Carl, nothing wrong with that. It's, $3,000, man. You don't need $1 million worth every stock. Those 500 shares, man. The 500 shares of this stock in 10 years, you could be extremely happy, guys. When I bought, 500 shares of Sofi back, or I don't know how many I bought. It wasn't that many, but back when it was nothing, 2016, I thought the same. I'm like, I wish I could afford any more shares. I really think this is going to go up. Like, what's the point? I can only put in a few thousand, and over time, yeah, it hasn't made me rich or anything, Tesla. I mean, but it's been a bit of a game changer for me. It's been an important part of my investing. And if I would have thought, hey, I just don't have that much capital to put in, why bother? That's the wrong way to think, man. Trust yourself. Stand by your convictions. Goddamn 500 shares. Those are your 500 shares. And if I don't miss my guess, you probably worked your ass off for 500 shares. Because if you inherited that money or you fell into it, you probably have a lot more shares, So don't discount yourselves, guys. Don't minimize yourselves. Don't think that you're unimportant or less than somebody else who might have a higher share count. You're not. When I started buying Microsoft in 1996, I had a job at my college bookstore. I used to see Microsoft. I used to see Windows, Office. See, saw $2,000, $2,000. And then they came and they're like, well, where do you want to put your retirement money? Which was nothing. It was like a couple $100. And every week they put in like $10. I put it all in Microsoft. They were shipping this stuff nonstop. So it was like hundreds of dollars. It doesn't turn into millions of dollars. It turns into thousands of dollars. And over time, you add more. But this stock could be worth hundreds of dollars someday. not saying it will be. I have no idea. Could be worth zero. But one of the things as you're investing and as you're living and as you're trying to accomplish anything, you are not unimportant. Like, you are important. Your 500 shares are goddamn important. They represent your work. They represent your future. They represent your judgment. Your investing says a lot about you. And there's absolutely nothing wrong. 500 shares at 650 is outstanding. Anybody averaging under 10 on this baby who's been in it a while is doing quite well. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. I'll be back when you talk about Sofi. I'm scared of Nio. Yeah, I'm probably going to talk about Sofi, give a little earnings preview later in the day. Hopefully I'll have some time, and then probably cover the ER tomorrow. So yeah. No, I know a lot of my Sofi guys. It's like Sofi I consider a very low risk play. It's all in the United States. It's a bank. It's software. It's steady growth. It's like everything that is the opposite of Nio. Nio is up and down. It's very risky. There's all these geopolitical concerns, tariff concerns. I mean, Sofi right now for me is money in the bank. Nio is potential huge return. I think fraught with a lot of risk, because a lot of companies, the reason I don't think Nio is going to be one of those companies to go out of business, to get consolidated out of existence, is because they're already clearly ahead in battery swap. China clearly likes battery swap. Everyone will like battery swap in terms of, power grid operators, government, people that want batteries to last longer. Somebody did make some points why a fixed battery might be better for certain owners. They have control of the health of the battery. They have control of their own investment, et cetera, et cetera. And those are valid points, very valid points. I'm not saying every single aspect of swap is better than every single aspect of fixed. I'm just saying, in my mind, when I weigh the pros and cons of each, swap comes out just a huge clear winner. And that's not to say that I think Nio makes a better car than Tesla. People are interpreting it that way. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I think Nio enjoys a privileged position vis-a-vis the Chinese government, the swap network that they're building out. That's going to catapult them past Tesla eventually in China. I don't think they're going to pass. Tesla is going to be very, very strong worldwide. They make a very good product. And they're already thinking like 10 steps ahead beyond the car. He said Tesla doesn't want to make a bunch of $25,000 Toyota Tercel EVs and sell them at a certain margin. They want to make robots. They want to use AI. They want to use large language models. Wonder if I could use regenerative AI to get rid of these crow's feet. Take me back to 87. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Yes, Birdie is living the dream. That lucky guy, lucky ducky. They only let him bring the Harley onto the ship. I have all these kudos to traders buying calls. I sit back and collect via sells. Yeah, no, I don't. Guys, everybody has a different strategy, man. Everybody has a different way they approach things. And to me, if you do what makes sense for you, your risk tolerance, and you make money consistently, it's a good system. If everybody did the same system, there wouldn't be any system. Like, the markets wouldn't work. Everybody has to be sort of acting and thinking a little bit independently in order for this whole thing to shake out. Of course, market makers don't usually do that. No. Getting closer to 3. Pioneer. No, don't talk about the subs. Don't talk about it. What's up, Clap? Swinging in like Johnny Holmes. Ready to put folks on timeout. Oh, that's funny. Always a funny guy. Charles D, what's up? Canadian, so many Canadians. Rumi, that's what one I was looking at. As a PhD student, my yearly salary was $17K. I made about $40K this month from stocks alone. Yeah, dude, I made more than that today, so way more. But yeah, what do you expect tomorrow, Danny? From Nio, from Sofi. I'm going to talk about Sofi a little bit later. I'm expecting a really good ER and really good guidance, but I'm telling you, in terms of Sofi, there's only two things that matter. It's not the ER, it's the G's. It's Galileo and guidance. Galileo and guidance. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, guys, in a future video. Stay tuned. Watch this space. Watch this space, guys. Watch this space, because I bring you un poco mas. I spit hot fire. Somebody tried to claim I'm not the fastest white rapper alive. That's Eminem. I don't know who Eminem is. Is that guy with that funny dyed beard from the Kamala Harris rally? That Obama guy? Welcome and hello and hello and welcome and hello and welcome and welcome and hello and hello. Welcome, greetings, hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. I'll have you know I'm the fastest white rapper. Frankly, the fastest rapper of any racial makeup. Yeah, I can out-talk that Micro Machine guy, believe me. Sofi going to the Neptune. I don't know, Piner. I have no idea, man. I guys, on my honest opinion, for those of you that are here hanging on my every word for some idiotic reason, I think Sofi might sell off right after the ER for like a week, couple days, and then pop that next week or two later. It does that. I call it the delayed fuse. They want the traders. There's so many traders. There's so many options traders that have the patience of a hamster on crack mixed with Adderall. And they know they can wash those, weak-handed Lester Diamond, truck stop, all-star, shoe shine boys out. They got to go home and get their shine box. Their parents won't advance them anything else on their allowance, so it's straight on home to grab the shine box. And they close out those positions, and then market makers get those shares, and they say, boom, to the moon, Alice, to the moon. Nothing like a little domestic violence humor, a la the Honeymooners. Never joke about that stuff today, which, is good. Ever seen the Bill Burr bit, No Reason to Hit a Woman? Oh, my God, it's funny. Again, not making light of domestic violence, but I like Bill Burr. Two things I'm going to compartmentalize there. We have Oprah's thick Sofi bag, a.k.a. the great Stedman Graham. Danny Gills, Nala Alberto, time has come, 0.5 EPS. I think it's going to be 6 cents, Oprah's. I think it's going to be 6 cents, and we do the Sofi Rock Opera. Guys, it's been so long that I've been waiting for the appropriate beat. The Sofi Rock Opera got buried way down here. That's the part where I do Lightning Crashes by Live. Does anybody remember that song? Oh my God. Going to like Sum 41. You guys aren't even going to know those songs. This is going to be a humiliation. Even I wouldn't normally suffer. But, whatever. I don't care. So many years past embarrassment, which is good. One of the key things, I think, is not to care. Like, don't be afraid of looking like an asshole. Because it's going to happen. But do you roll with it, or do you, make it into a whole thing where you really are an asshole? Nothing wrong with looking like an asshole for a minute. You can laugh at yourself. Problem is, when you look like an asshole and you really are an asshole, that's when you're going to have problems. Trust me. Trust me. As Sledgehammer said, trust me. I know what I'm doing. Anyway, guys, I guess I was supposed to be talking about Nio, but yeah, 90 million shares. The algo, if you notice, from this point on, right at 1 p.m., guys, the algo just locked on. All the orders went away. All the variants went away. There's still some volume in the stock, but the algos decided, 6 is it. They're going to defend that. And so I would have to guess, let me see if I can get Max Payne to come up. This has been crashing on me here. Doesn't matter. We can just pull up the options here. Basically got the same information. So yeah, in terms of the end of this week, yeah, just a ton of calls at 6, 550. They've obviously blown those down. So market makers, call sellers are reeling from 550, and the stock touched 603. So look at all that volume, 36 million or 36,000 contracts at 6, and then a bunch more at 650. So I don't know, guys. It might be expensive. It might be a fight. They might have to dump. They might have to shore. The problem is, guys, it's out of runway in so many respects. That support line they're breaking through is basically forming a wedge with zero. A company this good, you wouldn't think their stock price is going to go that far below zero. What are you, absolute zero? Was this fucking degrees Kelvin? What, have my molecules stopped moving? I mean, come on. What is this, a fucking science class? Let's put this thing into a straddle. Let's take this thing into PG-13 territory and put this list into a straddle. So you got your calls over here, you got your puts over here. Bullish rules. All right, or is this, what are we doing? Bullish rules or prison rules? Let me give you a little hint. They're the same thing. Oh! I get a little tip for you. Never enter a knife fight with an old Polish man, an old Navy man. Made that mistake once. Cost me a kidney. My own fault. Lesson learned. Shan't do that again. Anyway, guys, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so the puts, the volume on puts, 550. It's kind of what you'd expect. Just a dispersal, just like a fart in the wind. It's just a dispersal, 455, 550. So, but it's not that much conviction. I mean, you look at 550 open interest that calls is 18,000 contracts, volume 23. You look at the puts, and I realize this is not like a one-to-one thing. There's more open interest. A lot of this is dead money right now. I mean, the stock's not going back to 455 this week. Without some huge negative press from the Chinese. They might not, just shovel money like coal into the steam engine of a locomotive or whatever. But they're not going to put their foot on the brake. They're not going to try to hurt, EV, but more importantly, they're not going to try to hurt real estate, home sellers. They're not going to try to hurt consumer confidence. They need that economy growing. They need their consumers buying shit and not paying attention to the political repression or whatever. No, I don't know. I'm just saying, guys. I mean, it's in their interest to stimulate the economy. And they obviously have a hard-on for Nio. Vis-a-vis, ipso facto, do Duschenheimer, Nio's going up to 15. How's that for some inductive, deductive, cooktop reasoning? Deductive reasoning is where your pan sits on a piece of glass and it don't get hot. And inductive reasoning is if the same pan were to have a flat bottom and it does get hot. Sofi and Raga to the moon. Yeah, oh man, Tesla. I got guys. People are like, oh, you don't even own Tesla. You just I show you assholes my position, but I don't want to get murdered. Tortuga de Rio, 10x Halloween dump, then pump. 10x is gonna go way, way, way up, guys. It's got $100 million. They don't need to raise any more money all the way through FDA approval. It's gonna be good. What's up, Vladdy Z? Good to see you again as well. Welcome and hello to the great Vladdy Z. The man in the red hat. The man with glasses and a red hat, smiling, sitting beside something, as we all know. I do have a great memory, Graham Colestock. I remember numbers and things from years and decades ago. I remember stuff about companies and people and just incredible, weird stuff. Stuff I don't even want to remember, I remember. But stuff I want to remember right then, I can't remember. So, I don't know. Fuck me in the goat ass, as they say. 22% SoFi. That is aggressive. Let me worry. So a little level out on SoFi today. Carl, it's fear around earnings. I mean, if you look at the history of the company around the ER, it's very dicey. It's tenuous. You don't know what's going to happen. It can sell off even on a really good ER. Everybody's seen it. Now, I think this one's a lot different because they're not going to give that, half-assed, one toe in the water, more sandbags in a fucking flooding scenario. I think they're going to start to get real. Is this the ER we get real, Papanoto? You give real, honest guidance, and you acknowledge that you have a fat U-turder son. I don't know what that all has to do with Nio, guys. Just daddy issues. Just daddy issues. I even got my hair cut like you, Papa Noto. I'm such an idiot, guys. You ever notice how, I'm just such an idiot? I've kind of come to terms with it. Come to terms with the fact that you're just a complete idiot. It gets better. Like, isn't there more substance there? I'm like, not really. 50% Sofi, 18% Tesla, 12% Nio. Wow, 50% Sofi. I mean, I love the stock. I think it's a very safe stock. I never put 50% of my money in anything. I think it's clap my dog. God bless you. I think you're going to do extremely well. Can't recommend that. Trump or Harris. I love people. I have not voted already, and I'm not even going there. I don't know. If you guys see me with like an orange bronzer around my face, you'll know, where I stand. No. California, Harris is obviously going to win. I live in Los Angeles. My vote is not going to make any difference. I always do vote, and I'm going to vote. But yeah, I know there's a lot of very fine MAGA folk here, very fine Trump people. Thing is, I'll say on politics, I probably agree. I'm like where the Republicans were when I was a kid, like under Reagan. I don't know. Fiscally, policy-wise, I'm definitely more on the conservative side, policy-wise. Social issues, more on the libertarian side. I'm not really big on judging and demonizing the other because of my own tiny dick and my insecurities. Blaming other people for my problems. Hey, I can't get a job. I can't get ahead. Oh, it's all the damn Mexicans. Well, were you going to go be a roofer? Fucking a landscaper? No, I'm a real estate. Well, I don't get it, guys. I'm all for a secure border and all that stuff. Wall, whatever, electronic wall, more border patrol, all that stuff. I'm definitely for a secure border. But it's like, fucking get real. Get real. Reagan did amnesty because all the fucking rich, corporate farmers and stuff, they need the labor, the construction. It's like, I don't like fucking hypocrisy. You bring in the people because you need the work, the cheap labor, and you're like, well, fuck all these illegals. Like, well, you brought them in because you don't want to pay more for your fucking roof. All these fucking nannies, these rich people around Los Angeles, they're all illegal. They're raising all these fucking rich kids. I don't know the answers, guys. I don't know the fucking answers to politics. I'm just a huge fucking Karen. Seems like neither party wants to seriously address the real issues. The debt. The fact that certain parts of our society are going to hell in a handbasket. The schools are failing. The mass shootings. Elder care. Child care. The real shit. The cost of food. The cost of housing. Just the endless regulation. Guys, if it wasn't for all the fucking regulation, I'd open a restaurant tomorrow. I'd employ a bunch of people. I'd open like 6 businesses tomorrow that I see a need. Window washing. There's like 10 of them. I could be employing all these people, but you can't fucking do it because I live in California. And it's so much bullshit. And that drives me crazy about the liberal side. It's like, I have fucking endless complaints about every fucking side and position and politician and party. I could Karen on forever. But yeah, I might announce who I'm voting for. It might, like, people who know me from way back, is probably very, very obvious. But I'm like one of these guys. I don't care if you vote for Trump or Harris. I can still respect you, get along with you, bridge the divide. I've never because I've had different political positions. I've worked on political campaigns. I've been pretty deeply involved in politics. I am actually, one of my many majors is political science. Very impressive, I know. It's a funny thing of like this conservative congressman questioning John Kerry. He's like, "Are you saying you're a scientist?" It's like, even if you don't like John Kerry, he's like, they hate him because he like speaks French and his wife's worth $1 billion. Or I think she's the heir to the Heinz ketchup fortune or something. I might be wrong. But anyway, he's like, well, it's political science. Like, so you're a scientist. And he's like, well, no, it's a social science. He's like, but it's science. It's writing the word. And then he just looks at the guy, he like takes down his vest. Like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? He's like, it's just, that's what I mean about politics. It's like, we take it to a stupid level of, watered down, dumb, hyperbolic theater for the very lowest among us to get, riled up. So we definitely don't address anything that actually affects anybody's lives. I'm not for banning books. I'm not for demonizing immigrants. I'm pro-teacher. I'm pro-public school. I'm pro-public school. I'm a product of public schools. My family didn't have any money. I had great teachers. Our public university system, in this country, is just the crown jewel of the world. Everybody wants to come here. Guys, America's not a garbage can, in my opinion. We've done a lot of things right. We've done a lot of things wrong. Like, we're a mixed bag, We're a mixed bag, but I believe in America. I believe in Trump supporters. I believe in Harris supporters. I believe whoever wins, we're all going to get up. Those of us who are going to work and pulling on the rope the day before are going to do the same thing the day after. And those of us on both sides that wanted to do nothing but play the victim and make trouble and be a Karen and never pull on the rope and never do shit with their lives for society, they're going to do the same shit no matter who wins. Whoever wins, we're still going to have mass shootings. No politician's going to do anything about it. We're still going to run massive deficits. Neither side is going to do anything about it, no matter who wins. Tell me I'm wrong. All we're going to do is demonize, call each other names, threaten violence. Kind of where we're at. Anyway, guys, enough about politics, enough about me, enough about you. Andrew, your father, that is the real issue. True that. I am a smart dude. You're actually you're very right on the money on that one. I've always considered myself very smart, though lazy, inept. I have a short attention span. I have short, fat legs. I have many, many bad qualities. My back is getting hairier by the year, as the wonderful, beautiful, incredible Princess J can attest, much to her chagrin. No, I'm not that bad. But anyway, yeah, guys, I don't fucking know. I don't know. I just know the America that I want is not an America where every election brings the threat of violence. This is never who we were. I think we disgrace the people that made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom by the way we're behaving ourselves currently. And I think we should all take a good look at ourselves in the mirror and fucking grow the fuck up before it's too late.